Well, welcome to the Mandel Center. I am Rebecca Zerm, and I'm the Director of Recruitment here for the Mandel Center. I mentioned to you that we are being videotaped today, and that's why we are in this beautiful room in our beautiful new building. This building was built in the fall of 2007, and we have two nice meeting rooms in the building that we usually have our open house in the larger of those two. But this is the room that we can videotape an open house, so that's why we're here. And this is our large lecture hall. It's used for classes, but also for other events that the Mandel Center holds, and lectures and workshops and that sort of thing. I hope you noticed as you walked down the hallway, you may not have, but the classes, there are other smaller classrooms along this hallway. And at the end of the open house, if anyone is interested in seeing the downstairs, the rest of the building where the student lounge is and our lovely fireplace and the two meeting rooms, I'd be happy to take you around and show that to you. I am going to be speaking a little bit about the Mandel Center and what we do and what the center is. But before I do that, I wanted to introduce our panelists who will be speaking very shortly. To the far left is Sheryl Hoffman, and Sheryl is the Director of Major and Planned Gifts at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. And Sheryl completed her certificate in nonprofit management in the year 2000. Next to Sheryl is Lee Lazar, and Lee is the executive director for the Rainey Institute, which I will let him tell you about. And Lee completed his certificate in nonprofit management in 2008, May of '08. And to my immediate left is Tina Keene, and Tina is a current master's degree student here at the Mandel Center. And Tina will be graduating this May, so May of '09. She's not too excited about that. So before I get into a little bit of a description of the Mandel Center, I just wanted to see with a show of hands, how many people here are currently working for nonprofit organizations? Okay, well that eliminates my second question, which was how long have you been working in a nonprofit organization? Are there any case employees that are here? Okay. And are there folks here who are interested in our dual degrees or our dual credentials here at the university with the Mandel Center and our other programs? Okay. The Mandel Center was established in 1984. We started offering our graduate programs in 1988. But we were established here through the generosity of Morton Mandel, a local philanthropist, and his family foundations and several other local foundations. And at that time, those foundations and individuals really saw a need to train leaders and managers of nonprofit organizations. Lots of people out in the community with great ideas, but who may not have had the business skills to really run an organization. And so their intent was to start graduate programming in this field. And they decided to establish the center at Case Western Reserve University. So here we are. And we are a center at our university, which means that we are not our own school, but we have 4 partner schools. And our faculty come from those 4 partner schools. And those are our social work school, our business school, our law school, and the arts and sciences program here. So it's a very multidisciplinary, we have very multidisciplinary programs with faculty coming from those different areas. The programs that we offer a master's degree, a certificate, an executive option to our master's degree for individuals who are very experienced in the workplace. And then we do, as I mentioned a minute ago, we do have dual degrees and dual credentials. So you can combine your law degree with either our master's or our certificate, your social work degree, your master's of social science administration with either our master's degree or our certificate, and you can combine your MBA with our certificate. You cannot do an MBA with our M&O because there is some similarity in some of the coursework. So those are the dual degrees and dual credentials that we offer. Really, there are 3 parts to the Mandel Center. The graduate education, which I just mentioned to you and which I'm most involved with. But we also have professional development programming here at the center. And we do all sorts of different programs. We do customized programming for nonprofit organizations. We do open enrollment and open enrollment workshops and seminars for the community. In fact, we had one held here this morning on human resources for nonprofits. We also do some peer-to-peer learning here at the center. We have a program called Leaders Links, where executive directors from the community can come in on a monthly basis and meet with each other and talk about the different issues in the nonprofit sector. And people really enjoy that, learning from each other, and that's been going on for quite a while here at the center. We also have something called YPS, which is Youth Philanthropy and Service. And that is a program where we serve, the Mandel Center serves as a resource center for teachers and nonprofit professionals who want to incorporate service learning into their curriculum or into their organizations. And so we have a workshop going on next week that is going to be teaching people about service learning and how to do it. And lots of teachers and nonprofit professionals will be coming to that. We also have another professional development program called the Troy Mart Initiative. And this is a program where our program director is working with youth leaders and workers out in the community who are working with at-risk youth. But they're working with the leaders of those organizations. And they're teaching them about the resiliency theory, which is a theory about working with youth and their assets as opposed to their deficits. So we've had a number of those fellowships going on in that program over the last few years, and it's been quite successful. The third portion of the center is our research portion, and we are the managing editors of a journal called NML, Nonprofit Management and Leadership, and that is an internationally known peer-reviewed journal that we manage. And there may be a copy of NML out on the table, the resource table, when you walked in, but you can always go to our website to look that up and to order copies if you're interested in that. We also have faculty who are interested in particular areas of nonprofit management research, and they are working in those areas. And students can get involved in independent studies with faculty in areas of their interest. So that is the research part of the center. Lastly, I would mention to you that we are currently housing NAC, which is it's an acronym for the Nonprofit Academic Centers Council, which used to be housed in Independent Sector in Washington, D.C., but is now here at the Mandel Center. And that is a membership organization for nonprofit academic centers across this country and other countries also. So if you go onto our website, there's a lot of interesting work being done through NAC, coming up with a consistent curriculum for nonprofit management programs. So it's interesting to look at the other programs listed there and what they're doing. I neglected to mention one thing, which is our master's and our certificate are very unique in that they are solely focused in nonprofit management. Since we started back in 1988, there have been quite a few other programs developing around the country. But we are still one of a handful, I would say, of programs that are solely focused in this field. You will find concentrations and coursework in other disciplines such as MBAs or Masters in Public Administration, Public Policy, Social Work. But we're still one of the remaining programs that's very focused. We're extremely comprehensive. So that is a wonderful thing about the Mandel Center. And with that, I think I am going to ask our panel to speak.